Luke Arcani, you can read him over at crossingbroad.com, where I believe he penned an article a few days ago. He was caught up in the roller coaster of emotion. And I'm right there with him. I love pulling for our dogs. Arf, arf. And Kyle Schwarber is that dog. But I believe you tweeted something along the lines of that if you don't think he's the National League MVP, you don't know ball. Now I have to ask you, because these awards are fluid, Luke. They change constantly. Of course, Schwarber has had a couple. He struck out a bunch in the one game. So one game he had a base hit. The other one, I think he struck out 3 or 4 times, whatever it is. And then Ohtani goes yard. And of course, he pitches and all. Like, there's no way in your mind, right, that you think Schwarber is going to win this award, right? Like, this is Ohtani.
It's not out of the question. It's not.
What has to happen? What has to happen? Paint the picture for me over these next 49 games. Again, as a man who has a Kyle Schwarber ticket, NL MVP 40-1, placed it while I was at the Boathouse back in May. I think we were texting. Beef's next to me. The Miller Lights were speaking. I was on the Poison. It's a ticket that I could get behind, of course. Yeah. But I don't believe I'm going to win that. Paint the picture on how this plays out. Schwarber wins the National League MVP.
Here's the picture. Okay. Schwarber already has more home runs than him right now. He has 20 more RBIs than him.
He's got one more home run?
One more home run, meaning he has more home runs than him.
40-39. Okay.
2 points back in on-base percentage. He is 16 points back in slugging percentage. He is 17 points back in OPS. This isn't some crazy difference that everyone thinks Ohtani and they just assume he has like some 1050 OPS with 75 million home runs and he's everything this season. This isn't a past Ohtani season, and that's funny to say because he still has 39 home runs with a 987 OPS and 172 OPS plus. If you're not going to give it, and I'm not saying they have to give Schwarber the award because they don't. No. If Ohtani has better stats, Ohtani wins the MVP. If Schwarber continues to go how he's going, and he, at the end of the season, he inches over Ohtani in OPS, and he inches over in on-base percentage, and he keeps the amount of home runs that he has. He's on pace for 59 homers. And probably around 135 to 140 RBIs. If he starts to get ahead in some of the stats that they tend to look at, these guys today, batting average doesn't really matter a ton. If he leads in OPS and on base percentage and slugging percentage, I'm assuming that if he gets to 58, 59, if he crushes 60 homers, he's gonna probably have the edge there. If you don't give that player MVP over Ohtani when he beats him in the more important stats, then you might as well get rid of the award. Because Ohtani's probably going to win it every other season that he's ever in baseball.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going with that. Yeah.
If you look at the stats and the stats that matter in MVP, go to Schwarber's side. I understand Ohtani's minus whatever he is right now.
Put that to the side.
I do want to say he was minus 8,000 2 weeks ago, and he's minus 650 now.
Yeah, but you know what you get. You know what you get when your guy finishes runner up.
Nothing.
No. So that's my
understandable. Yeah. And can we please, for the love of God, stop talking about Pete Crow Armstrong's war in the MVP conversation?
I love that.
It's going to drive me up a wall. Hold on. We cannot get off of this conversation yet because
Luke,
he's a great player.
He's a small dude. He's a small dude.
He's a great player. Sean, Bryson Stott has a higher on base percentage than Pete Crow Armstrong does. Can we please stop with the Pete Crow Armstrong thing?
Yeah.
He is
6'1".
He is 13 homers behind Schwarber. He is 17 RBIs behind Schwarber. He's over 100 points behind him in OPS. He is over 80 points behind him in on-base percentage.
Yeah.
Can we stop? Can we
We're going to
please
eliminate.
stop?
We're going to eliminate PCA.
Please
Great
stop.
player,
Thank
fun
you.
to watch him. I will say this: did not remember this, and I don't think it's getting discussed enough. Former Met.
Yep. In the Javi Baez trade.
Not brought up enough. You want to talk about having some ammo? Need to hear that a little bit more on the airwaves. Anyways, did have a chance to watch him on
Powers on his birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic player. It's a 2-horse race, and whether it's August 7th or not, it will be a 2-horse race throughout the course of this because we know what Schwarber's capable of, and we know what Ohtani is doing. Ohtani is simply the best player in baseball, and that's what you're up against with these voters. I know some people are out there saying, well, they could get fatigue, Ohtani. And to your point, Luke, I think we've all said this. If he continues to pitch, and I know he just pitched yesterday a little bit more, an expanded role, but the years that he's going to be a starter, just name the award after and give it to him. And I think that's probably the reality.
What you get to at this point with a player like Ohtani is you get the players or you get the voters that are legacy voting. If there's not much of a difference there, they're going to vote for Ohtani because they know how many he can stack up and they're thinking about the guy's legacy, which fine.
He's cemented it.
If Schwarber beats him in the stats that matter, it has to be a conversation because I don't understand. Yeah. And I don't understand how anybody else wins it in the future because if he's going to start pitching again all year, and if he pitches all year and he puts these seasons together, then it's not a question. But this is the year for him not to win it. He's just an
incredible player. Yeah, he hits his 1,000th career hit. It's a home run. He smashes it. He steps out there and pitches. It's just an uphill battle. But I will say, paint the picture. Schwarber breaks the record for most home runs in a season by a Philly, held by Ryan Howard at 58. He hits 60. The Phillies finished with the best record in the National League. I think that could have something that would help him as well. But yeah, he's got to hit some bombs. He's got to hit more bombs and big time bombs as he has to grab that attention, to grab the headline.
I think if he wants to win MVP, I think he has to get to 60.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he has to get to 60.
Doable. It's doable. I don't. Why are these pitchers throwing to him? Why are these pitchers throwing to Kyle Schwarber?
I'm just a 6-foot skinny writer that sits in the box, but what are these coaches doing, continuing to bring left-handed relievers in against Kyle Schwarber? It absolutely blows my mind. But nonetheless, both these guys are just having incredible seasons.